I know what you're thinking. Where the fuck have you been? I think I had post-book launch depression. I honestly needed some time to kind of like realize and digest what happened in September and October. Since my first book came out yesterday, I'm obsessed with the cover. In case you missed it, I released my first book. I'm super proud of it. I have it right here. It's so funny to have like a physical thing that you've done if you've only worked with digital. It's actually super funny, and obviously I'm super proud to see my name on something printed. Like, that's just normal. But it also did create in me a little bit of imposter syndrome, not only because I am someone who works with, you know, like social media, and then I'm writing a book with no credentials, but also because I live in Berlin, but I'm not Berliner, I'm not German. Berlin is a very complex city, and its history is even more complex. Talking about its history in terms of fashion and how it is intertwined with fashion, it hasn't been like the easiest thing, but I have to say the challenge has been super rewarding in terms of really personal growth and professional growth as well. But before getting super deep into it, grab your drink of choice. I'm having my coffee here, which is like super cute in this cup that I stole from my parents' household. I don't know about you guys when you visit your parents' house, but when I go back to Italy, I always just basically get whatever I want from the house as if it's like for free. So groceries, vegetables, you know, I mean, we have a garden, so we have a lot of vegetables growing there. So I'm gonna just like bring them to Berlin. I always travel with a huge car, so that's why I like have a lot of space and a lot of things that I can steal. I get books, I get lamps. If I see anything cute in my home, I will just take it and bring it to Berlin. I'm that type of child. I'm an only child. When I came back from Paris, I realized I had to take some time off when I got a negative comment, just one negative comment about the book, and I literally lost it. So first of all, critics and, you know, like comments, weird comments, negative comments, haters are just normal in my line of work, which is sad. I don't want to say normal, but this is the first word that comes to my mind. Is just part of the deal. Somehow you're putting yourself out there and people feel like they can just throw shit at you because you're doing this. I've been doing this for a couple of years now, so I've for sure developed a thick skin, which is okay. But I think I like the imposter syndrome of the book with the negative comment that I got that I'm going to tell you about right now. The fact that I already felt like I was in a vulnerable position with this new product that I put out there, this new extension of my personal brand out there, it felt like salt on an open wound, if that makes sense. This comment was written by a German person who said that you know, like, I'm a foreigner and I need to like get my shit together and like learn about the history of Berlin, because the chronologically the history that I'm referring to is super fucked up. I don't even know why I took it so personally. I think it was just, I felt like I was in a vulnerable position because I haven't done this before, so I don't know how to do it. But and the comment wasn't even that bad. Like, I got so many more like random hateful comments on like a random short essay video that I'm doing on TikTok or Instagram. So I honestly don't know why I was not able to like go over it. And this is when my alarm went on in my head. I was like, okay, I need to take a step back. I need to like take some time off and be away and touch fucking grass probably. As I was saying, this was the first paid gig that I got through the podcast, and it was really like a sign for me that I was actually building something with the fashion archives. I'm like obviously extremely happy and I immediately say yes, but it was a long process, and I think I'm not really used to like working so long on projects, because with social media and with digital products, everything is just so fast that it kind of taught me the art of patience and like building one step at a time. I obviously worked in companies before, but I was still a social media manager. So again, the outcome of my work was a fast-paced digital product. I signed this contract in 2024, beginning of 2024, so the book was released in September 2025. So it was like a year of working on it. I obviously worked with the publishing group, and my job was to curate the photography and to write the text. Then they would fact check what I said, dates, things, names, and then they worked on doing the design, the graphic design and the physical design of the book. And I'm super happy with the result because it's a mix between Berghain and the Brandenburger Tor, which is like so funny. And in general, I think the layout was also really thought through, and I'm super, super happy with it. We did have some hiccups with the selection of some photos that I really wanted into the book, like this one, for example, here. This is something that it's very representative in my opinion, and very connected to the chapter where it's introduced. I have to say the photography curation took so much longer than the text, because in the end the text is not as much. I think it's like 13 or 15,000 words. So if you guys have ever written anything, or like just think that now I've been talking for like 4 minutes and it's probably already 10,000 words that I've been saying. So it's like, it's very short text, but the photos were as important as the text in the book. And Berlin has some crazy photography, especially like from the 70s, the 80s. I remember there was also discussion around this photo right here, because there were two similar ones, one without the couple kissing and this one here, but I thought this was so emotional, and so it just said so much about the Berlin Wall falling. And yeah, I just thought this had to be the one. For the distribution that the book also will have, it's always a little bit tricky. The book is gonna be distributed everywhere in almost all the regions of the world, so it's gonna be like sold in museums, in bookstores. It is selling right now actually since September. So this was a lot of like sales teams had to align on every single detail that's in this book. So the process wasn't like super easy as like maybe some other type of creative outlets that I normally have. When the book was delivered and sent to print, I got from the same publishing group the request to write a second book. And obviously, like, I was super happy about it. But in September, when this book got released, I organized a book launch party in Paris during Paris Fashion Week. And at the same time, I had to deliver the whole first draft of the manuscript for the second book. So a lot of things just like piled up. This is why I'm saying that after Paris Fashion Week and after the book launch party, I really needed some time to kind of like just sit and be away. And probably this is the right moment to thank you guys for all of your messages. I received so many messages of concern, but don't worry, I'm always working behind the scenes, and I'm always trying to like bring more and more to this channel and to the podcast overall. The book launch party in Paris was insane because I honestly had zero expectations doing this. I just wanted to like create a moment where we could celebrate, just stop a minute and celebrate and like get together. But I did not expect such a positive feedback. I did not expect so many people showing up, and also showing up with ideas, feedbacks. I love the fact that we're like feeding off of each other. This is what real communities do. It's not only me doing everything, from my own source, but also you guys coming in with ideas, with feedbacks, with how I can improve, how I can do things better. A little idea that I got from you guys at the book launch party, you brought me stuff like, flowers, or for example, some designers would bring me what they designed. I remember a guy brought me a belt, a jewelry designer brought me a pair of earrings, then I got some bracelets, I got a t-shirt, like things that you guys do, like you would just bring me like your work, and I have everything at home. So this literally is going in the archives. So I thought when Rick Owens came to Berlin for his book signing, he did like store opening. So weirdly enough, Rick Owens did not have a store in Berlin. And I mean, you could still buy it at KaDeWe, which is one of the biggest malls in Berlin, probably the biggest mall in Berlin. Like they would have a little like Rick Owens section, but there wasn't like a proper store. And now they opened it like I think after Paris Fashion Week, like beginning of October. They opened the store, maybe was it September, anyways, they opened the first Rick Owens store in Berlin, and he came to like do a book signing, but also I guess to promote the store and the opening of the store, and he was selling the Temple of Love book. And so we went. There was a massive queue, like super long. So many people like did not actually get in. And yeah, it was interesting, I have to say. But going back to the idea I got from you guys, I brought him one of the copies from my book, and I did a little bit of I wrote a little bit of a message inside of it. Hopefully he's gonna read it. I don't know. I don't think he will. He probably just like trashed the book or something. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, it was like a little thing that you guys inspired me to do. And I was terrified actually by doing it. I thought until the last minute, I was like, I'm not going to give him this book. But the team of Rick was at the store, so like the head of ecom was there, some others were there, and they were Italians, so obviously like we talked a little bit, and they were like super nice, super open, and I'm like, okay, but like if his team is like that, probably he's also quite open, I guess. So until the last minute, like I was queuing and I was like, oh my God, am I gonna do it? Am I gonna do it? And then I did it and I just like shit my pants. Like I'm not even kidding, but he took it. So yeah, I wonder what the fuck did he do with the book? Even on a rainy day, you guys showed up, which is crazy. And also I've been so many times like told not to do anything during Paris Fashion Week because it's like, everyone is like so distracted. They're like the schedules are so busy, right? But I did want to do this because it was the perfect mix of creating a community event, but also a PR and a press event for the book itself. Because I didn't want to have like a closed doors event, it was a way of natural selection in a way that who didn't care or who didn't want or who did not have the time to show up didn't, and who wanted to be there actually was there. And this was really important because obviously I was in someone's location, I was in a showroom, I was, you know, like you need to have always be concerned about a lot of things when you do a physical event. So I did everything by myself with the capacity that I had during Fashion Week. It was just perfect this way. I got super sick after the event, and I think I was mentally exhausted, physically exhausted. I just wanted to reschedule my flight to go back home because I couldn't attend anything, and I was actually like really unable to even like get on a flight. So I stayed in Paris sick for some days. Then I flew back home in Berlin, and yeah, I just from there needed a time to digest. That said, at the moment I'm working on improving the sheet of the fashion archives. I'm trying to improve so many things to like focus on the quality, focus on like having decent microphones. You guys know this has been such a fucking issue in the past, and we're not accepting this shit in 2026. The pod has been an amazing outlet of my passion, of my interest in fashion, and it's been some years that I'm doing this, 2 years and more, like since 2020, end of 2023. So I feel like now it's just the time to like step the shit up and make this become my main outlet, if that makes sense. How to do this? Well, by improving the quality of it, audio, video quality, by improving the edit of it, having an amazing guest list from whom we can actually learn. And, like I'm working on all of these things in the back right now, and super, super happy for 2026. We're gonna launch with a big fucking boom.